sample job 2, you can only see one-to-one relationship. That means you are getting only one file and you are generating only one output file. So it is nothing like one-to-one. Now we will discuss on one-to-many, many-to-many, many-to-one. Okay. Let us create one new job, sample job 3. Can you right click on the job design and create sample job 3, Sachin? Yeah, in the purpose or description, you can mention one-to-many, many-to-one, and many-to-many. Good. Now let us take two input file delimiter components. T file input delimited component 1 and then component 2. Let us choose 2. Yesterday we have taken only 1. Today we will take 2. So take a T file input delimited. Yes. So two different items. Now let's put the second one at the bottom of first one. Move that second one to the bottom of first one. Exactly that. So now let us take a T-log row, or else yeah, you can move that a little bit to right side. Okay. So we will print and see the values on that, and in between just type tmap component. Tmap. So guys, tmap is very huge component in Talend. It actually performs a lot of things. So using tmap, we can perform the lookups and also we can perform the joins. We can have many to many relationships, meaning to say you can have n number of links on it as input and n number of links on output side. Now from T file delimiter input component to tmap, just add main link. Yeah, just right click and have your main link on that. Put it on the tmap. Put it on the tmap. So input to input you cannot map. So it has to go through some other component, pass-through component. So tmap is one of the pass-through component, and we can also perform the transformations in the tmap. I will show you all the things which we have in tmap. Now also put the link from component A to tmap. So that means two different inputs you are going to pass through tmap component. Exactly. Now, if you see the first one which you have placed there, it says row 1 main link, and the second one it says lookup within the brackets. On the link, if you see, the first link is in complete red line, and the second link is in dotted lines. So the dotted line indicates lookup file. Okay. Now have the link from tmap to the tlog row. Main link, yeah. So basically, when you have the link on that tmap as an output, it will ask you the name of the link. Yeah, put it on the tlog row. Select that new main, put it on tlog row. It will ask you the name. What should be the name? Okay, we can have any name. Maybe you can give out one. Yes, click on OK. So the link will be created with that name now. Okay. Now go to that file delimiter input 1 and choose yesterday created file, employee file. And for component 2, choose department file. Do not run the job. Now you need to define the schemas, right? So you can see some warning message on file input one component and file input two component. Just place the cursor on that warning symbol. Yes. So what it says, no schema has been defined yet. So you need to define the schema, then only it will work as expected. Click on the plus button so that the columns will be added. I think uh, this is employee table or department table. If it is employee table, just give the employee file columns here. Click on plus again, the other one created. Yeah, you can give the column name. Employee ID, employee name, department ID. These are the three columns we have given in the file. So one is employee file, other one is department file. So the department columns has to be there in the second one. I think the second one is not matching. The schema is not matching. Can you open the file, department file in your local? No, 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 do not run the job. We are not done it. We are not done it. Do not run the job. Please open the file. Please open the file, the input files, employee file and the other department file in Windows Explorer. Okay, in department you have only two, not three. Department ID and department name. So the schema need to be defined properly, then only it will work. Make it as department ID and department name. The names need not to be exactly right. You can give any names, but the thing is the number of columns which are there in the file should match. Yes, click on yes. So whenever it prompt of this one, right, that actually says propagate the changes to the next component. So if you click yes, it will be propagated to the very next component. Now input one, input two, you have given the schemas and taken the files given here. Now open the tmap component, double click on the tmap component, double click there. Yes. So basically you can see here. So row number one and row number two. So basically whatever the file schema you have given there, it is automatically propagated here. Okay. And at right side, you have something called out. Out one is the link which we have created. Now what we can do is let us assume we need to perform some join operation between these two, or else we need to get the data from all these two tables as it is. We can perform whatever is needed for us. Now right side at the bottom, click on the plus button. No, at the bottom. At the bottom you have no bottom. Come, yeah, come down. Yes. Out one. No, this side. Right side. Right side. So this schema you need to define. This can also be populated automatically. I will show you how it is. You need to click on that row one at left side. Click on the row one at left side at the top left corner. Yes. Now place your cursor on department ID, drag it and drop it here at out one. Just drag it from there and drop it at target side. No. At the top. The yellow one is there, right? There you need to drop it. Yes, drag and drop it there. Yeah, drop it over there. Drag and drop it at the bottom. No, at the top. Whatever the white space you see, right, at the bottom of out. Yes, place it there. Yeah, exactly. So when you do like this, it will be automatically populated here. Let us assume now you have only two columns. In future, you may get thousands of columns. In that case, entering the column names manually at target side is not so easy, right? So that's the reason we can just drag it and drop it here so that it will be created accordingly. Now, department ID, department name we have mentioned here. And let us assume along with the department details, also drag and drop this row to also from left to right. Click on that. Yes. Now drag, drop it here at white space. White space. Yeah. So wherever you place that, that is where it will be placed exactly. Now remove that new column one at the right side, output side. Click on that and minus button. Yes. Now what you see, all the columns from the table you see here. So now if you close this and run the job, right, you will get all those things at the target side without any join. So we do not perform any join at the left side. We are just taking it as it is. Let us assume we, okay, no, you can click on OK, apply or OK, so that it will be saved. Click on OK. Okay. So yes, click on yes. So basically now you have two inputs and the target is tlogro, only one. That means many to one relation. So go to tlogro, sync your schema and then run your job. Download and install all modules. Click on that. Yes, I accept all. I accept all. Okay, I accept all. So those are the modules. So basically when some modules are missing, right, it will throw errors saying that some modules are missing. Click on OK. Clear it out and run it again. Download, click on download, accept, accept all. So basically the Steam app component this is the first time we are using in our Talent Studio, right? So far we haven't used it till yesterday. So now only we are using it for the first time. So whenever you try to use some new components, if in case any modules are missing, it will ask for those modules. Okay. So now you can see all those data here. Now open your team app. So 5 records from right side, just close it, click on escape. Let me show you how it has worked. Just escape, click on escape button. It will be closed automatically. Okay, now if you see here, file 1 is giving 5 records, file 2 is giving 6 records. So what happens here is that without any join, what happens here, see 5 into 6, 30 records you got. So those combinations you will get as it is if you do not perform any join. Now let us perform some join operation. Open the team app. Now let us assume in employee table you have employee ID, employee number and department ID. I would like to know what is the department name for that department ID. Okay, that means I need employee ID, employee number, department ID. Along with that, I also need department number. So where do you have department number? It is there in row one link. Okay, and all rest of the details are there in row two. So what is the common key here to join these two tables? Can someone tell me?
Department name. Department ID.
Yes, department ID it is. So department ID is a common column between these two tables. Okay. So now row number one, click on the row number one row, select that department ID. Yes, drag and drop it at the bottom. At the bottom in the sense row two, you see the department ID, right? So left side place it there. Only department ID, not all. Only click on department ID. Only department ID. Click on department ID alone. Department ID alone. drag and drop it. No, you need to cut it and paste it at third row, because third row is the department ID in your row. Second level lookup. Yeah, put it at the bottom. From there itself you can cut it. Yeah, double click so that it will allow you to copy it. Double click on that. Yes, to select that. Everything select with the cursor. Control A, cut. Control C, Control V, paste it at third row. Third row. There itself. The below line. Is your screen stuck? Can you reshare it again?
Yes, sir.
Exactly. So now click on. Is that possible to give the control to me?
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Yes, sir. You have control to it.
oh, you gave the control to me. Okay. But this looks like very slow. Just give me a minute. Let me switch the network. Oh, that doesn't work. Better you operate it. Now what we have to do is, yes, click on that. Now when you click on that, you can actually see what are the different join models. So left outer join is there, right? Click on that. Now, yes, select that and it will show you what are the different joins we can perform. It says inner join and left outer join. Just select the inner join. I hope you all know what inner join does. So inner join, basically when you perform inner join between two tables, when the condition is met, it will give the common records between two tables. Okay. Now, right side, we have department ID, everything, right? Okay. Click on OK. Click on OK, apply and OK. Okay, I can run the job, please. Zero records. So your join did not match. Okay, zero records. That means inner join did not work. Inner join give you only zero records there. What is the reason? Open the tmap once. So in tmap, what are we doing here? We are joining department ID, department ID. Now open your two files, source files, and see what is the department ID in file A and what is the department ID in file B. So department ID you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and in employee table, what is the department ID? You can click on OK or click on. Escape button press, it will be gone. Yeah. Now in employee table, you do not have department ID. See, that means your join condition is wrong. So what is the common thing here? Department name. There is no department ID. I think someone said that department name is the common. So can you show me the department file now? Department name IT, HR, MBA, MBA you have here. IT, HR, MBA, MA. So use the department ID for inner join in your team app. So now if you see this side by side, right, these two files, you can see what are the common records. IT is matching, HR matching, MBA matching, and MA matching. So except MCA, you should get all the records at target side. Okay, now go to your team app in Talent Job and use department name for joining both the tables. No, department name you need to place it. Only department name you need to place. The other one you can remove. Department ID you can remove. Remove that and place it only this. Okay. And your name in the schema actually wrong. In employee table, you have department number, not department ID. As I mentioned, name whatever you give, it will take. So that is only for readability purpose. Okay. Basically, it is department name. Click at the bottom and change the department ID to department name so that you will not get confused. Schema is there right at the bottom. String schema name there. You change that to name, department name. Otherwise, it will be confusing for you later on. That's it. Now click on OK. No need to click apply. Whenever you click OK, it will be applied automatically. You can go for OK or this. Run the job now. Maximize the window. See what we have got here. IT, HR, MA, MBA, MCA. Why did we get MCA here? Now open your team app once again. 6 records you got here. Okay. Department name you are matching with department name. But join you are using inner join. That means common records. Only common records you should get, not all the records. Uh, department name. Did we give the column names correctly? Just check in both the schemas. What is the first column in department ID? First file. In first file, what is the first column? Can you see in file? What is the first one? Employee ID is the first one. Employee number is the second one. Department name is the third one. Okay. Now go to the second component and see the department schema whether it is correct or not. Department ID, department ID, department name. So do you have MCA in both the files? Can you check once? Except MCA, you have everything. Okay. Now open your team app once. Unique match, inner join, department name versus department name. Okay. Right side, I think you need to bring employee ID, employee name, department name, along with the department name, department ID. I think one extra department name is there at the end. You need to remove that. Right side, outside. Yeah. Okay. And the last one, you need to name it as department name, not department. Not last, but not on department name at output side. Last but not one. Yeah. Last before one. Last one is department ID. Last before one is department name. Change the name of the else third column. Please run the job. maximize this. Again, you are getting MCI, is it? Can you copy this into Notepad? I'm not able to read it properly. This content, can you place it in any of the file? Yeah, you can place it there. We will remove it again. IT, employee ID, employee number, department. Along with that, two null values are coming there. Two null values. Is your schema correct at the target site? Can you open that tlog row once? Tlog row, can you open once? Click on the table. Open the schema once now. What all you have? ID, number, name, department ID. Run it now once. Maximize that. Copy that into Notepad, please. We are getting some nulls there. Blanks. Initially, employee number and department name is blank. And in department ID, you are getting department ID, comma, department name. So that means your file readability is wrong here, because you see in a department ID column, you are getting headers as a values. So it is treating headers as value. So you need to go there and uncheck that header. Is your delimiters correct? I don't think your delimiters are correct in file input component. Click on the file input component 1. Check whether the delimiter is correct or not. What is there in file and what is there here? So semicolon, it is not semicolon, right? In employee table, it is pipe symbol. So we need to be very careful about these delimiters. Why? Because otherwise it will treat everything as a one column. That column values will not be separated. Now for this, see whether it is comma. No, you need to be comma. So after changing the delimiter values, you can run the job. There are several ways to run. At the top, you see something in green color. If you click that also, it will run. Okay, maximize it. Now, in fact, you see here nothing. Okay. Why we haven't got any data? Another question. Now minimize this. Open your tmap now. We are performing join on department. Okay. Department row ID1 equal to row ID. I think something still wrong at file input side. Check whether the headers are enabled or not. Close this one. In file input components, check whether yes, just double click on file component, maximize this ones, maximize this ones, click on die on error. Always make sure that you people will enable the die on error option, so that in case if there is any issue, it will get failed. Okay. Pipe delimiter, okay, and slash n, okay. 1 second. Your employee table is here. Employee table pipe is the delimiter. Okay. And you have header, right? You need to give 1 there, not 0. So 1 header you have. So remove the 0 and give 1 header. If you put 1, the first line will be treated as a header. Note this point, everyone. Okay. And go to the second component. Now here also you have 1 header. Put 1. Enable the die on error. Run the job. Run the job. You still see no data here. Why? Again, go to file components, disable one component, any one component, uh, disable one component and run it only for one component, one single component. No. I think you need to open the tmap once. Otherwise, we can do in this way. Just enable that, the one which is disable enable. Now open your tmap. Change the join condition from inner join to left outer join. Left outer join, second one. Run your job. So that means maximize this. So basically what left outer join performs, it gives all the records from left table and only matched records from right table. So now do one thing, employee table data, department table data, and this result, put it in one file, same one text file. I still see there is a issue on department ID. See, two columns are combined into one column. That is still wrong. That is still wrong. So open your tmap. Something is wrong there. I can see it. Open your tmap once, please. Target side. Two columns it is treating as one columns. That means your delimiter is not correct. So which two columns are those? Those are department columns, right? See whether the department file configuration is correct or not, please. Department file configuration. What is the delimiter here? Is it comma? Is it comma or semicolon? I cannot read it properly. Comma, okay. Department ID, comma, department name, comma is the delimiter. Okay. And the header you have given it as 1. Okay. Okay. It looks correct. What mistake we did here? Run it one more time. So semicolon, now you change it to comma, is it? Sachin? Okay. Paste this in note.
Yes, sir.
The delimiter has to be correct, buddy. Otherwise, it will not work. Yeah, copy this into Notepad for better visibility. Yes, this is the right output. Now bring those two also. Those two in the sense department and employee files. Can you open? No. Do not change anything. Oh, you want to test the inner join? You can test now. So left outer join, you can actually see whatever the data is there in the left table, you got everything. And for the right table, you got null. And this is the inner join result. This is the result which we expected for inner join and left outer join. Okay, guys. Now you can see how the joins are working. So earlier it did not work. Why? Because the delimiter which you used in the file component is wrong. So the job will not fail. When it treat semicolon as a delimiter, it will always check for that semicolon only. If semicolon is not there, it will treat all the column values as one single column. So this is the right result. Now inner join we have performed. We actually saw the inner join result. So except MCA, everything is common between two tables, right? So that's the reason in inner join result, you did not get MCA record and all other records you have got. Whereas in left outer join, you have got all the records from your left table. Can you open that left join result once? Scroll up. Yes. Here, if you see, you have your department table is the left table. So that's the reason you got all the records from left table and all employee records are null here because those are coming from your right table. And now you can ask me a question, sir, how can we perform right outer join? So in order to perform the right outer join in Talend, you just need to change the link from lookup to main and main to lookup so that when you swap the left table to right and right table to left, and then you perform left outer join, you will see the right outer join result. Okay. So in right outer join, the expected results would be you will get all the employee data and the department data would be null. So now you can change these links, remove the links, remove the links. You can click on the link and delete. You can delete both of them. No, everything will be gone. Control Z. Choose only that link alone. Link alone. Move it to up. Move it to up. The subjob. Move it to up. Okay. Now remove the link. That link. Lookup link. Yes. Now put the link first from first component to tmap. Main link. Yeah. So now you see now this has become main and this is going to be your lookup. Now put the main condition again on that. So whichever the link you place second time, right, that will be your lookup. Now open your team map, set the configuration in team map, and then perform the left out join again. Use the department name for joining, and in join mode, choose left outer join. Click on that red highlighted one. Left outer join is already there. Okay. Now you can run the job and see how the output will be. What is error? Department ID, something is not right. Open that one first. Department ID, department name. Okay, employee ID, employee name. Oh, because your right side you need to change it. Right side out one you have, right? Out one, click on out one. Yellow line. So only one is mapped and rest all not mapped because earlier your row one was row two and row two was row one, right? So now we swapped them together. So now what you need to do is there row two dot employee ID, right? You need to change it to row one dot employee ID and row two dot department employee number. You need to change row number one to row number two and row number two to row number one. Yeah, click there and you will be able to edit. Click there. Yes, edit them accordingly. Or else you can completely remove and click on the auto map which is there at the top. It will be mapped automatically. You can either change it manually or if you feel like there are so many columns, you can remove those values and click on auto map. It will be mapped automatically. Okay. Now just to show you how the auto map works. Okay. Now you have mapped everything. Click on that yellow line. When you click on that yellow line, everything will be shown you how the mapping is done. Yellow line in the sense out one. Yes. See, all yellow lines has come now. Now just remove that employee ID, row one dot employee ID. Yes, remove that. Delete. Now click on auto map. It will be mapped automatically from input to output. Auto map is at the top of that yellow border. It will be mapped automatically. So you understood right how it works. Manually we can do, automatically also we can. So automatic will work only when the schema names are same at source side and target side. In the sense when you have same column from input and output, it will be mapped automatically. Now click on OK. Go ahead and run your job. See the result. You got inner join result here. Copy that into Notepad, please. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. And employee number you got. So which join you have performed there? Inner or left? 1, 2, 3, 4. MCA you did not get. Okay. Can you open the tmap once? We have performed left outer join. Okay. Employee ID we have taken, employee number you have taken, department name you have taken, and the department ID. No. I think department ID. No, department name you need to use, right? Department name, and department ID you are bringing it from here. Okay. Okay, now do one thing, make it that left outer join to inner join and see how the result would be. This is expected. This is expected because employee ID, last one is department ID, is it? Okay. This is expected. Now go there and change it to left outer join. Your left table now is this one. Okay. Yeah. Run the job. You are getting the same thing. Why? All the records from left table. So which one is your left table now? Can you minimize this? All the records from left table. Oh, basically your left table is having more number of records here. Right table is having 4 and this one is having more, right? So if you have more records there, you will see the null values from left table for those records. Now what you can do is open your less records file and insert two or three more records there. So 5 records where you have in department, right? In employee, insert 6 records, have 2 more. That means one extra when you have, you will be able to see the null for that to check the functionality of left, right outer join. Anything you can give, anything, yeah. Save it and run the job again. Exactly. Now copy this into Notepad. So guys, now you can clearly see the difference between left outer join and right outer join. So now we have performed the right outer join by just swapping the tables, left table to right table and right table to left table. So now you can actually see the nulls in department ID because that is your left table. If you see the previous result, you had department ID, but rest of the values were null. When you scroll up, yes, see here you have department ID. This is left outer join. So you got all the records from left table and nulls for the right table. For right outer join, all the records from right table and only the matched records from the other table. So that is the main differences between inner join, left join, and right join. And these are the different ways we perform the joins using tmap in Talend. So are you all clear? You can ask me if you have any doubts so far till this point. Any doubt?